Hi everyone, Angela here from ElaCateDesigns, and I am here with you to share a journal. This is my April design team project for Tsunami Rose Designs. And this month we were given some of her Jane Austen kits to use. So I'm probably one of the only people in like the junk journal junkies community that is not obsessed with or in love with or just doesn't like Jane Austen. It's not that I don't like Jane Austen, it's not my thing. So I struggled a little bit with this journal, but I decided to just kind of concentrate on textiles, I guess you could say, in this journal. There's a lot of textiles in this journal. It is very fat, very chunky. So anyways, I know it's larger than 9x6 and it's got like a 3-inch spine. I don't have a page count, but I will be listing this in Etsy within the next couple of days, and I'll have all of the information on the Etsy posting as far as page count and such. So for the cover, it's just an upcycled box that I covered with actually the Tyvek from the, security envelopes. I scrunched that up and glued that over the cover and then painted that and Mod Podged that. So it's nice and sturdy with that Tyvek. And then I covered it in this, I don't know how vintage it is, but I did find it at a thrift store. Crocheted placemat lacy thing. So that covers the entire book. And then this is just a little wood frame that I've painted, backed with some paper that I inked with vintage photos. Whoever gets this journal can either put a photo in there or write a title or a date, whatever they'd like. And then I just did some little roses. And it has the ribbon closure. Like I said, this guy is a chunky monkey with tons of textiles. The inside is just cardstock and then some more lace from my thrift store haul of laces that I've gotten recently. So this is one of the Tsunami Rose images or pages from one of her kits. A lot of my inspiration for this book came from Nick the Booksmith, Sagita, as well as Denise, who is Practice Makes Pretty on YouTube. I think there's a few other ones, but as I come to those elements, I'll point them out. So I had gotten this idea from Denise, who's Practice Makes Pretty. It's an envelope pocket, and it's open in the back, so there's a tag back there. And it's just coffee dyed manila file folder that I made my own tags with. And this is just another little tag that goes in there with a little rosette that I made with chiffon. There's some cheesecloth and fibers. So my main kind of colors in this journal were pink, and then I did some accents of some kind of golden yellow as well. Pocket with some sari silk. There's a ton of sewing in this journal as well. This is one of the little envelopes from Tsunami Rose. One of the postcards from one of her Jane Austen kits. And one of the Big Elements journaling cards. And I will post all of Daisy's information in the description box as far as her Etsy store and blog and all that stuff. Notebook paper. I've got some flip outs or fold outs and some stamping. Another one of her pages. This is just the colored copy paper that you can get from like Staples. My mom had picked me up a pack of this not too long ago, so I did coffee staining. Some of it, it's very, very faint, but it just gives it not so pink, which I like. And just some lace ruffles. This side has some lace ruffles as well, and this is a little parchment paper bag that I made. And it's open in the back as well as the actual bag itself. I did some decoupaging in this journal, and I used Sagita's kind of tutorial. So there's some napkin decoupaging, and then some of it is Tsunami Rose's decoupage flowers that she has in her shop. And I'm trying to find, here we go. So I've printed them on, it's called typing bond paper. It's a very thin weight paper. So I printed them on that and then decoupaged them onto some of the pages. I don't know who started this originally, but thank you for that. You're a genius. I've seen it in a lot of people's videos, so I did use that element in this one. And it's a pocket as well in back with a postcard and one of the Tsunami Rose tags. This is another Tsunami Rose image, and I just love the florals she used. They're absolutely gorgeous. This is from her Life of Bloom kit. It's the lined paper, so I added that to some of the backs of the images. And then some of them, there's two different cover options for her Christmas list, or was it Christmas wish? One of her Christmas kits has two different options for covers, and they're just kind of this plain coffee stained-ish, grungy, really pretty background. So one is a little more brownish tan, another one has a little more pink, so I use those on the back of her digis as well throughout this journal. A large pocket in the center. It is empty right now, but you can stuff some goodies in there. And just has some lace and then some sari silk ruffle on there. A digi, some graph paper. And so I did a lot of the ruffles on the sides, but I also just did some sewn textiles that I've sewn together, and then I think in this case, yeah, I just glued them onto the pages. So they're kind of like a little fabric tab, textile, just there for textile and visual fun, I guess. I don't know. I had seen Nick the Booksmith doing a lot of kind of textile fabric collages in some of her journals, and also Amity Bloom. She had done a couple of these really cute, pretty bohemian traveler journals, and so she had done similar as this, and so that's what gave me the inspiration for this. Napkin decoupage up here. One of my flower clips, and it's just holding in one of these large envelopes that I've sewn some sari silk around, and it's empty, but it's just a nice big coffee stain envelope. Another one of the Jane Austen images. Another textile. We'll call them textile collages, I suppose. I think that's what Nick the Booksmith calls hers. So that's a good description for now. I did do a little bit of stamping throughout the journal. So this is a large pocket, and then it also has this little itty bitty fabric pocket that I made. And inside of the fabric pocket's just a couple of cute little tags. And then inside of the big pocket, we have some Jane Austen journaling cards. And these are a bit larger. I just shrunk them down. And I've also used some of her Big Elements journaling cards and shrunk them down as well. And just a coffee stained index card that I have decoupaged some roses on. This was just a little snippet from one of the cards I used to make a little tuck spot. And there's some lace and some, this is hand-dyed sari silk that I've dyed pink to match this journal. And there's a postcard and an index card with some sari silk sewn on. And this sari silk is a really pale, vintagey blush color. And I had tea dyed this one. It was with raspberry tea. So that was just tucked behind there. There's 4 signatures in this book, so I should get moving quicker here. One of her images. This is another fabric pocket that I've made, and it just has one of the floral Big Elements journaling cards and the Jane Austen tag. Now the Jane Austen tags have been topped with that hand-dyed sari silk. Some ruffles and another tag, a journaling card, and then I've also added some of the extra little journaling sheets that are folded to look like cute little envelopes. And this paper is, it's not normal copy paper. It's one of those cheaper art pads for sketching and drawing. So it has this really interesting texture to it, and it coffee dyed pretty nicely. And then I just did a little stamping on it. I have another one of those that has been clipped onto this page, and this is some decoupaging flowers again. And I've done some clips with just some of that sari silk ribbon, and then some very light pink eyelash trim. So it's a big chunky journal. A lot of the elements can be removed to make it a little smaller, but there is a lot of journaling space. This is that other background I was talking about. Some more stamping. Another large Tsunami Rose journaling card. This is a glassine bag, and I've just done a little pom-pom trim down there, and then lace up here. And in the bag is a larger index card that's been coffee dyed, and I've done some napkin decoupaging on it as well. Sorry, it's still early. I haven't finished my first cup of coffee, and my husband's home and patiently waiting in the other room for me to finish doing this video so he can watch TV. Some stamping there. That's a rose stamp from Prima, I believe. I have these. I had found a pack of, I guess they're planner inserts, but they're large. They're, like 8.5 by 11 at the thrift store, and some of them say to do on them, and then some of them say something about like project planning or something. So I thought those were really great for junk journals, and so I just coffee stained those and have added some of those through this journal as well. I've got a smaller glassine bag that's been coffee stained, a bunch of sari silk ribbons sewn on, a large tag, one of the Jane Austen postcards. All of the elements have been inked. And then another coffee dyed index card with just some muslin ruffles on the top there. Some more decoupaging flowers. Large center signature envelope. It is empty, but on the flap is just some fabric ruffles that's been sewn. This is another textile page tab collage thingy. This one is just, I really like how this one turned out. It's just some muslin, a little bit of lace, some coffee stained cheesecloth, and then a little bit of this pinky blush lace on top. Some more stamping. Another one of the Jane Austen images. I've got a large pocket here with some lace ruffles and then a little rose. And in the pocket is another index card, coffee stained with sari silk ruffles. And then I've got a few of these, excuse me, in this journal. They're little journaling cards that I made. And I had found this large cotton crochet doily from the thrift store, and it looks pretty vintage. It's gorgeous. And so I laid that on my copier with some coffee dyed paper behind it and made a big photocopy of it, and then just cut it up into little journaling cards here. I thought those were really pretty. So you'll see a couple of those through this journal as well. This idea I got from Denise, who is Practice Makes Pretty. In her journal, I want to say her doilies were open so that you could also tuck something behind the doilies. Mine is all just glued down with the ribbon and the fibers, and it's just a pocket with some Jane Austen journaling cards in it. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a two-parter video. Looks like it. Another Jane Austen image here. More napkin decoupaging, stamping. This is another little fabric pocket with a little tag in it. And this is just a envelope and postcard and another little journaling card. Get that back in the pocket. Did a little banner with some lace ruffles there. And this is just one of the large index cards that I folded in half, sewn some sari silk, and just tucks that behind there. And that is halfway through the book, so I'm going to cut this video off here and return with a part 2. So thanks, guys.